All right, trench warfare. Now, trench warfare is going to be really what's kind of going to develop as a result of the stalemate that's going to be happening between the Central Powers and the Allied powers during World War I. So what they're going to do is they're going to dig these 25,000 miles of tunnels, these trenches really just in the ground where they're at in order to find a way of protecting them. And this is, as I said, a result of that stalemate. So neither side is really moving back and forth. They're just kind of firing upon each other, sitting. So you need some form of protection. You're going to simply dig into the ground as in order to find a way of protecting yourself. In between the two different trenches is going to be no man's land. No one controls it. It is just the way it is. Now, life in these trenches is incredibly cold. It is incredibly wet. There's going to be fleas that are going to be rampant in here. Rats are going to be rampant inside of here as well. And then, of course, bombs, you can see. Now, if you look at this picture right here, you can kind of see exactly what's going to be happening. So these trenches, number one, were dug entirely by hand. So these soldiers, when they're not getting shot at or shooting at someone, they're going to be digging these trenches. So they're going to dig down so that you can walk through here and be protected from someone firing upon you. It's going to allow you to get back and forth. Directly outside of the trench, you're going to have this no man's land. When you get closer to the trench, you're going to run into the barbed wire. Now, the barbed wire is there simply as a way of stopping people from entering your trenches. This is a brand new invention. Hasn't been around that long, and it's going to be the first really time it's going to be used in war. You can communicate back and forth between these trenches. You're going to have a series of trenches. You're going to have the first one, a tunnel communication trench, and the second one. Now, this is going to be here in case something were to happen where your first line were to fall. You can make it back and defend and keep fortifying, so you're not going to be giving up much land. Underground bunkers, hideouts, places to sleep, everything right like here. People are going to be going and trying to attack these trenches. Now, when you're the attacker, you're going to have a hard time for a number of reasons. Number one is you have the disadvantage of being higher, easier to hit you. They're going to be sheltered. Just you got to get through the barbed wire. Once you finally get into the trench, it's going to be a lot easier to maneuver, but getting there is going to be a challenge. So they're going to be using a lot of different weapons. We'll talk about those later, primarily mortar shells and then gas as well. Now I just want to show some pictures of what a trench is going to look like. The other day I was walking down the street in Manama and found these right here. This was going to lay pipe, but I happen to be doing a unit on World War I right now, and the same kind of principle applies right here. So you can see dug down just like this. The board's going across to allow you to get from one place to another. They would have had these at times when they were putting up the trenches, also to allow you to get out to have cover fire. So you can make it across the trench. Not very common, but it would be there as well. Here's a more up close and personal look at this one right through here. You can see not very wide. The trenches in World War I would have been just a little bit wider than this one, a little bit more deep as well. But I just wanted to show you this to give you a real life visual of what they looked like. This one's probably the most accurate version right through here, minus the cars and other things. Primarily because it is covered in mud. Mud and this kind of stuff was prevalent in the trenches, lots of water, very challenging and very difficult way to live. That is all for now. Comments, questions, put them down below. Otherwise, see you later. Good luck.